I'm going to be discussing Marxism, Leninism, and Maoism in the coming revolution that will bring about a Trotskyist permanent revolution in our world. A world that will no longer have capitalism, but will have socialism, each according to their ability, to each according to their need. Out of Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, Mao, Mao is my favorite. Mao is my guy. I like Mao a lot. Like, everything up to Mao was vital for Maoism to exist. When it comes to America, the United States, Starbucks socialism with LGBTQ degeneracy and Black Lives Matter and Antifa, that's not real socialism. That's not real socialism. It's actually corporatism. Woke is a corporatist ideology devised by the Frankfurt School in the 40s. Intersectionality is also a corporatist idea. Intersectionality is basically the framework of American fascism. It's all the bands, every stick in the fascist, the fascists. Intersectionality is an analytical framework for understanding how a person's various social and political identities combine to form different models of discrimination and privilege. Intersectionality identifies multiple factors of advantage and disadvantage. Examples of these factors include gender, caste, sex, race, ethnicity, class, sexuality, religion, disability, weight, and physical appearance. This whole ideology of intersectionality and woke, it's literally just a blueprint for Zionist, corporatist fascism. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. This idea of intersectionality reminds me of fascism. Corporatism is the merging of state and corporate interests. Intersectionality is the ideology of a human resources department. Woke is literally just corporatism. It's all it is. Woke and intersectionality are corporatist human resources fascism. Because what's better than a worker who has all his human resources details as their identity? Therefore, woke and intersectionality are the merging of corporate and state interests. That is the definition of fascism. And fascism is the merging of state and corporate interests, power, and influence. And that is what woke and intersectionality is. Intersectionality works in the best interests of the human resources department at any government or corporate entity. And they're indoctrinating our kids in this corporatist ideology as soon as they enter high school through college. I'll repeat that. Fascism is the merger of state and corporate interests, power, and influence. And that's what woke and intersectionality is. It's the perfect human resources ideology to categorize people. And intersectionality is literally just the intersectionality of the fascist. You'll always see in communist countries a cult of personality around a revolutionary iconoclastic figure who is anti-degeneracy and anti-corruption. Those are the two consistent things I've seen in every iconoclastic revolutionary of whatever country they represent. The 3 anti-campaign and the 5 anti-campaign. The 3 anti-campaign targeted corruption, waste, and bureaucracy. The 5 anti-campaign targeted bribery, theft of state property, tax evasion, cheating on government contracts, stealing state economic intelligence. These are all symptomatic of a country who is corrupt and that is wrought with degeneracy. No degenerate survives the socialist revolution. Because the CIA has orchestrated leftist thought, beginning with the Frankfurt School in the 40s as the cornerstone ideology of the CIA in how they were going to shape America's future with the social justice gospel of the United States. That's just going to lead us to more woke, corporatist fascism. Stalin didn't like degenerates, Marx didn't like degenerates, Lenin didn't like degenerates, Mao didn't like degenerates, Che didn't like degenerates. Nobody likes degenerates, and degeneracy is not compatible with socialism. It is not compatible with Marxist, Leninist, Maoist thought. Socialism in the United States will not arise from the ivory tower, Starbucks latte sipping, soy milk, vegan, Antifa, Black Lives Matter intelligentsia. There's a reason why Mao hated intellectuals. I hate intellectuals as well. Intellectuals bring a lot of capital, and an excess of capital creates degeneracy. Socialism in the United States will arise from the bitter masses, those bitter with imperialistic, liberalistic, capitalism wrongdoings of the power elite, not those that the power elite props up. It'll come from the white man. Okay, I've already confirmed to China, Russia, Cuba, North Korea, Iran that Lockheed Martin said these aliens were going to get involved in World War III and bring about the permanent Trotskyist revolution. The Trotskyist permanent revolution is about to unfold. Communism and socialism in the United States will arise from MAGA, actually. Stalin would have been MAGA. Lenin was MAGA. Marx was MAGA. Mao was MAGA. Xi is MAGA. Che is MAGA. Okay? That's really the ideology of the future of socialism in the United States. And there's no other way around this. The bourgeois, ivory tower, Starbucks latte sipping, woke, corporatist, progressive. That's not the ideology of true socialism. That is the ideology of fascism. You can tell that the attributes of the fascists in your country by how they have a dialogue with you. The fascists, they can't argue. They're reactionary. They see you talking, they react. They don't talk to you. They just fight. That's a true fascist. They use violence as their talking points. You'll always know who the fascists are in the collapsing of a society, especially a capitalist one, or a bourgeois one, or a monarchist one. You can always tell who the fascists are. The socialists, they're the ones who are pretty much aware that their society is collapsing. They're aware that their society is collapsing, and they do something about it proactively. They either sit around and they wait, like Mao did. They attack, or they're like Lenin, and they attack the heart of the problem being the capital, the executive. The iconoclastic revolutionary will be a white man in the United States of America. That's just the way it is. In woke corporatist ideology, they cut out about 60% of the demographics of their country being white people, and they make all these very bourgeois ivory tower ideologies like land back, Black Lives Matter, racial equality, gender equality, all kinds of mental masturbations, all kinds of degenerate, corrupt ideologies, feminism, you name it. It's bad. It's bad for our country. Our country can't function with it. We need to go more to a libertarian Stalinistic approach. MAGA that's true equality around all for everyone. MAGA preaches equality for all. Feminism is a power movement. Land back is a power movement. Black Lives Matter is a power movement. None of those preach true equality. MAGA does, though. Woke, intersectionality, that's all corporatist thought. That's all corporatist. It's ideal for the corporations and the state. Fascism is the merging of corporate and state power, influence, and interests. Communism or socialism is a dictatorship of the proletariat and all of the proletariat. The United States of America is a 60% white demographic country. You're not having a revolution without them. You can think all these artsy fartsy CIA planted ivory tower, Starbucks latte sipping, elitist wet dreams you think of when it comes to the utopia of the United States. That whites can be on the bottom even though they're the majority, like that makes any sense. And like blacks are at the top and they're like they're only like 12% of the population. Yeah, I mean, it's just, in all honesty, what they teach you in college is actually a Zionist ploy to degenerate the United States, to destroy the white population of America and Europe through Marxist subversive tactic. Yeah, I said that. That's why the socialist revolution in the United States of America will come from an iconoclastic white male. There's no other way around that. Oh yeah, the Princess of China, Xi Mingzi, she knows who I am, she knows who's backing me, and she knows who supports me. Yeah, I was contacted by Grays as a kid, and she knows about that. It's why she studied psychology at Harvard. Princess Xi Mingzi is my ex-girlfriend. In fact, this is the body double I spent February and Valentine's Day. Yeah, basically my boss, Xi Jinping, he sent me this girl to spend Valentine's Day with me in February. Yeah, bro, I'm the real revolutionary. It's going to implement the Trotskyist permanent revolution. And these are my ideas, and this is the truth. To summarize everything that I've said, socialism will arise in the United States from the dissatisfied working class, the proletariat. And they're dissatisfied with liberalism. Dissatisfaction is key for socialism or communism coming about in the United States. Those who are dissatisfied workers of the United States are the ones who are going to implement socialism when it does happen. Thank you. Bye.